My beautiful wife finally agreed on having a fish tank for our 2-year-old boy who really likes fish. And who wouldn't want to have a wall-stud fish tank heavily planted with low maintenance, low tech, low equipment and low electricity? That was my answer to the challenges I had, having very low budget and no space for the fish tank. But in the end, I left that vision for a fantasy world which I thought my boy would like a little bit more. And in this video, we're going through the step-by-step process on how to make this a reality for us. We boiled sand and stones we found on the beach and made an incredible hardscape to try to impress my little boy who really was used to seeing amazing fish tanks in aquariums. But the first problem was to find the right size for the tank, because I wanted to have it as big as possible. And there are 3 spaces which men usually can control in their own homes. And those are the garage, the storage and the attic. And what those 3 places have in common is that they're actually not a part of the home, so it wouldn't work out to do anything there. But there was this shelf we could actually change and use and make a fish tank there. So I measured it, it was 90 times 40 times 40. So I decided to get a fish tank that fitted exactly there and got that on Temu. The Temu tank was 90 euros, so we kind of spent all the money we had for the budget. So next thing was going to the beach to search for the things we needed. We needed some sand and some stones. And since we were on the beach anyway, we decided to play some soccer, have some fun, make a day out of it, and we saw this really nice bird. There were some light stones and some dark stones on this beach, and we preferred to have the white ones because we decided to have some theme, a color theme in the fish tank and make everything as light as possible. Probably we wanted some white sand, but we didn't get that. But there's a lot of seashells and stuff making the sand light colored. So this is what I had to do. I had to put some sand with this shovel inside the bucket I brought. And it was not such an easy task. It required a lot of patience. And I didn't want to make a mess at home, but I still needed to boil and wash everything without making a big mess in the kitchen, of course. So it's best to do it outside. And I'm cutting the containers so it's easier for me to clean everything. But when we get something from nature, it's very important to wash it thoroughly and even boil it to kill all bacteria and unwanted live things. I'm using 2 buckets to make some space for the water as well, because I want it to be like more water than sand to make it cleaner. But this just isn't working, it's not coming out, so what do we do now? Probably have to get some tools. So I just continue using the same shovel I did before. It's good that the kids have a lot of toys. I don't know how much sand I'm gonna use for the fish tank, so I just try to make more than I'm gonna use to have enough. It's a lot of dirt in this. Now I can see the water has cleared up a lot, and I probably have mostly clean sand in there. And then I just have to boil it and kill all the bacteria so I can use it for the fish tank. Don't have to buy sand now. I forgot I also had to clean the stones. So stones I'm gonna use, I have to wash them. So I just wash them in the same container. So I'm gonna wash the sand even a little bit more, and it's probably gonna work like a charm. Whoops. If you compare it, you can look how clear the water is now. It's very clean. So first things first, and we start by making coffee. It's gonna take some time, and I'm gonna be just relaxing and enjoying doing this. Yeah, so now everything is ready, and we just have to check the next thing on the schedule. So number 1 and number 2 is finished, so now just have to make an amazing hardscape. And as you can see, I got this in the mail. It's vitaxl.com, the tank I ordered from Temu. It was 80 centimeters by 20 by 20. And I got it so small, like so low, because I thought I needed to have some space above the tank to do some maintenance and to be able to work on the aquarium after it's been put in the right place in the shelf, because the shelf above it doesn't allow any movement. Removing this plastic is surprisingly difficult. And since I have some time, I have to make another confession. I did order more stuff than just this empty fish tank. I got some decorations from Temu, and I have heard that people like to watch some unboxing videos, so I'm just gonna unbox everything. And besides, I have no idea what is in this because I forgot what I bought. But my wonderful wife brings me coffee so I can have energy to tackle this next challenge. Is check out all the boxes and get it organized so I can make the aquascape. Most of this stuff is driftwood, like you can see here. Maybe some more decorations, but it would be way easier to open this if I had a knife. Oh, there it comes. Unboxing number 2. Well, I don't believe unboxing videos are interesting, so I'm just gonna cut this short. What do you say about that? But I still got everything organized, and I'm working from there now. And it doesn't hurt to clean the glass a little bit. Maybe you can see it better than what I'm doing inside. Or maybe it just makes me feel good to have it a little bit tidy. I'm just using normal soil I got from the local supermarket for like €2. And this is just some ecological bio stuff you can use for growing your vegetables. It doesn't have to be fancy, it doesn't have to be aqua soil. So I'm still working with the Wallstad method ideology, and I have no idea if it's gonna work. But since the aquarium is only 20 centimeters high, I don't think I want to put too much soil in it, otherwise there's like no space for decorations or fish or whatever. So I'm just pushing it all the way to the back, making some kind of a mountain, or what do you call it, a hill of dirt in the back. So if I'm gonna put any plants with roots, they will be in the back. And probably I'm not gonna have rooted plants, maybe just Java moss or something like that. Something simple and easy. So the Wallstad method is going a little bit downhill. It also looks way nicer to have the landslide, like to have everything higher in the back, because then everything is visible. You don't want anything in the front that will block the view. So everything high is going to be at the back, everything low is going to be in the front, and I have a surprise which I'm gonna use, and that's gonna be like the front piece of the aquarium. It's gonna be the centerpiece. So I'm gonna have that here in the middle. So The gravel is going to be very low in the middle, in the front, because there is not going to be any plants there, and I'm going to want to use the space I have. So I'm going to build like a lower field or a nest or some kind here in the front. I can see already that I made a mistake by having the dirt dry. I should have made it wet so it would be easier to put it in place. And then the sand I'm putting on top is wet, and it would have been way easier to keep that dry. Then it would spread evenly and it would be easy to move it around. But now it's like clay, so it's way more difficult, and it's gonna take some time to put it in the right spot with a spoon, but I'm just gonna get on with it and do it one spoon at a time. I like the stones we got at the beach. My kids picked those, and driftwood is very important for me also. I think it makes the tank look way more natural, and it's good material for shrimps, for example. They really like staying on the driftwood, and it has good effects on the water qualities as well. I haven't tried like organizing the rocks before. I'm just playing with it, how it should look in the tank, just for fun. It's like Lego with no recipe and no final picture, and it's just fine to move things around, and you don't have to have everything like ready from the start. We can change. I'm not gonna glue anything together. This is supposed to be just light, and this is the easiest setup we can have in a fish tank. So we have space way in the back for higher plants, which are gonna make like a wall. And I like to have fish tanks a little bit like closed off, so it's like a corner or something like that. I think it gives fish also security that you cannot just like see endlessly through both directions. So we're making a wall of the rocks where there are gonna be like grass in behind and like some plants in the corners of the tank. That's why I put a little bit higher ground in the corners, because there I can plant something. And then you can see like now in the front there's like this nest which I'm gonna have for the dragon. And the dragon is the centerpiece, which I also got on Temu, of course. This is not an advertisement. This is just a fish tank disaster, and this was supposed to be cheap. But Temu tank was actually not cheap. It was the same price as buying a cube from Betta or something, without any lights or equipment. So I don't recommend buying from Temu. But I needed this peculiar shape because it's like 80 centimeters. And now I have only thing left on the list. That's showing you what I did to ruin the natural look of the fish tank. This is something I should not put in the fish tank. The plastic in the chest is probably bad for the water. It's gonna dissolve some chemicals, and especially the gold bars. They look really very cheap, and we will just use it for now and see how it goes. It's a great thing for the decoration, and it makes a story. Like this dragon was protecting the gold, like in the saga of the worm that was protecting the gold, and it just grew and grew and grew bigger. There's like similarities between being a worm and a dragon. So that's the story, and the dragon died there, and he's still protecting the gold. And my idea is to have like a Betta, maybe a short-tailed black Betta, circling around, which is like the spirit of the dragon, still protecting the gold. So that is the fairy tale of this fish tank. I put the fish tank in the right place before filling it up with water, because it's way easier before it gets heavy. I just pour the water slowly and try to not make a mess on the ground. This is our first tank, so I'm quite pleased with how it's going. All the oxygen makes bubbles, and I think it looks pretty cool. I kind of like how it looks now in the end, and this is like a desolate, dark desert with a dead skeleton. It's kind of cool for a 2-year-old boy. What do you think? Of course you're gonna subscribe and like, but tell me in your comment if you would actually keep the tank like this, unplanted.